Hello, my name's Kirby, and I would like to talk to you about depression, hopefully to get some of these things off my mind so I feel a little better, and I'm sure there's other people out there that have gone through similar things. The hardest part of being depressed for me is not knowing why. I might be able to liken that to some of these actors and rich and famous people and everybody that has everything in the world, but they're so depressed that they decide to end it one day. I've had suicidal thoughts a lot this year. Never quite figured out that that was the right decision to make, but it sure felt easy to think about when I woke up in the morning. Uh, I've gone through waves of lows and highs and never quite got back to my original state. I'll give you a little bit of prehistory of myself. I've been one of the happiest guys. I decided to be happy at a young age. About 19 years old, I went through a few things, and they all seemed to happen within about a month. I had friends committing suicide. I had my brand new kittens eaten by the dog. I had gotten kicked out of an apartment. I've lost my job. I had nothing going for me, and for the first while I laughed about it. I said, wow, how many more things can happen? And then came the suicides from friends, and my girlfriend left me. She cheated on. Sorry, I left her. She cheated on me and had to kick her out. And I just came to a point where I had to sit down and write, I guess, a bit of poetry. At the time, I listened to heavy metal music, so I'll quote for you what I wrote that night that made me decide that it's not worth being upset about these things. I was about 20 years old at the time. You know, it seems to me I can't even remember those words. They've been in my mind ever since, but I've got it. Left alone in this freezing ocean of failed to trust and decayed emotion. If the next breath is my last, is it even worth breathing? I sit and pray, but watch angels flee. Now solitude's my security, and every painful wake brings pointless meaning. A thousand storybook morals compressed can't explain this lesson in progress. What's set forth in front of me, I can't believe what I'm seeing. And when I sat down and wrote those words, all of a sudden I explained to myself somehow, some way, that what was going on with me. I it's hard to put it into terms that would be understandable to you because it was something I had to go through. But at that point I thought I had it figured out. I started living my life basically not giving a fuck about things that would get me down. There was nothing that should get me down. There's nothing that could be that strong. I'm stronger than that. I've learned this lesson already. Now I'm mid 30s, and for whatever reason or another, it's hard to figure out exactly why. I've got everything going for my life. I'm a musician. I've got a lot of good friends. I'm talented at my work, but I refuse to feel that way anymore. Just want to hide alone, sleep as long as possible, just to not have to get up. And when I do get up, I think of interesting ways to go and end it all. And I know this has to stop. I've got 2 children. I've got a whole world full of people that love me and want me here. And I don't want to do that towards them. There's nobody that I want to say, oh, if I kill myself, then they'll finally realize how they've affected me. That's not the point of it. It's just being scared of being who I am. And it's almost impossible to figure that out when you're having these feelings. So, my advice to you, if you are going through these feelings, is just wait it out, because things always get better. Our entire life is a wave. There's always going to be ebbs and flows and swells and tides, and we won't be prepared for all of it, even when we think we are. I haven't overcome this yet, but I know that I will. I know that suicide's not the answer. But those certain days, it just seems like the best decision you could make. There's nothing else I could do better than to rid the world of me, who I feel is such a terrible person for no reason. So I'm still trying to figure this out. I almost feel like there's a collective depression in the world, not just because we all know each other or just because there's war and famine and poverty. A great comedian once said, all these people in Africa that are starving to death have a completely different mindset than the people that have it all. He said, these people have to walk 5 miles for water and carry the jug on their head back to their family and then still spend the rest of the day hungry, and they're happier than us. We've got a higher suicide rate in the Western world where we have a food full of fridge and people that like us, but somehow that's harder. Maybe it's because we're missing that struggle in our lives to continue to make us better, is a theory. I'm not sure yet, but stick it out. There's always better days, and if we don't, we might never know. We might never know what was not planned for us, but what lays ahead of us. I can honestly say I love y'all. And if tomorrow goes worse, maybe I'll fucking jump off the bridge, but probably don't even have the energy at this point to walk down to the bridge to do it, is what it comes down to. And on that walk down to the bridge, I'm going to be thinking about all the people that I'm going to make worse after I leave. My family, all the friends I've made. It's as far as I've gotten in this. I hope I see you tomorrow.